Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm alive, I'm awake, I feel great. Um, Today, I just wanted to admonish you to make sure there is an exercise element in your life. There are far too many people who are getting up, hopping up, running, and they're doing it, especially guys that do it, trying to be macho. You know, we got 4 or 5 jobs. Um, and we're doing, and, a lot of times it's you're doing what you got to do. I get that. You got to hold it down. I remember when I was working at this glass company, and I went to the boss, trying to uh, get him to empathize and sympathize for the fact that I needed more hours. And I said, I might just have to get me a second job. And he just listened. Never disrespected me whatsoever. He said sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. He said for 10 years, I went to work at night 10 to 6, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. I'd come home, shower, make a lunch, eat a small breakfast, and go back to work for another 10, 12 hours. So basically, once he would get off and be able to go home long enough to probably handle some business, lay down a couple hours, and get up and do that all over again. He said he did that for like 10 years. Um, Man, so no excuse. There should be no excuses, for doing what you got to do for the family. Or again, like some people are funding dreams. You got to, money's not falling out of the sky. I believe God makes provisions for visions. At the same time, I believe when you take a step out there, God will, he warns us about mistakes. Your body, it tells you when it needs certain things, when it needs water, when it needs greens. We just got to respond to it. When it needs sleep. I think Nas said that sleep is the cousin to death. I've heard people say, I sleep when I'm dead. They're very critical of people who try their best to get 8 hours of sleep in. But hey, again, you got to respond when your body tells you that that something's going on. You better respond to it. But instead, if we add an exercise element in, put exercise in there somewhere. I'm speaking to myself now. I try to act like going into the school building, going up the stairs is my exercise, or walking around during break is my exercise. But there needs to be a legitimate exercise element. All right. Hey, have a good day. I'm out. Peace.